Wednesday, October 4th already. I mean, we're just rolling right into October. It is good to have you here on the Plus once again. Good morning to all of you. I see a lot of greetings and salutations already being offered over on the chat. Good to see so many friendly, familiar faces in that chat room before the show even starts. You're all fantastic. And let me thank you. If you are listening today on the podcast, it was a big day for the podcast. Over 100,000 downloads. It took about 180 something days to get 100,000 downloads. Thank you so very, very much. The channel continues to grow here on YouTube. That podcast is officially, you gonna get the podcast. It's blowing up, and I thank you so much for that. We got some cool stuff to get into today. It is Cowboys week after all, and on Wednesday, that's the day of the week that it officially becomes stop looking in the rearview mirror. The only thing that matters is what's in front of the hood, and we are looking out the windshield, and we see him coming. This big blue star from Texas. Let's do it. Let's officially do it. It's Cowboys week, everyone. Welcome. The tail of the tape is showing impressive measurements from both of our scheduled fighters in the ring on Sunday Night Football. Look, the 49ers have given up the third fewest points in all of football and the fifth fewest yards. The Dallas Cowboys, meanwhile, have given up the fewest points in football and the second fewest yards as a defense. We got two nasty, know-how-to-do-it football teams facing off against each other. And when it comes to offense, yeah, it's pretty good around both of those locker rooms as well. The 49ers offense has scored the third most points in football, gained the second most yards. The Cowboys have scored the fourth most points in football with the 11th most yards in the NFL. And we're going to have ourselves a serious slobber knocker fight. I mean, that's what this is shaping up to be. There's a lot of people who want to tell you that this is a preview of what's to come. I don't know what's to come. There's a lot between Sunday and what's to come. So I'm not trying to use this as a bellwether game for the rest of a football season. I'm not trying to use this to solidify anyone's legacy. It's just time to beat the Dallas Cowboys. And you know what? Beating the Dallas Cowboys has been a business that's been pretty darn good for Kyle Shanahan. The 49ers have eliminated the Cowboys from the last two postseasons. This is obviously something that continues to haunt Jerry Jones. So everyone's saying all the right things and giving an awful lot of compliments, but there's another reason why compliments are being thrown around. It's because they're well-deserved and well-earned. I know it's very fashionable to not like the Dallas Cowboys, and when 49ers fans make that lifelong choice to not like the Dallas Cowboys, saying nice things about that football team doesn't come easy, doesn't come naturally. But you know what? That's a good team. That's a really good team, and points are going to be at a premium on Sunday. The team that hits the most explosive plays is probably going to be the team that wins this game. Now, I think the 49ers are set up to do that more than the Cowboys are. I think that the 49ers have a passing game that lends itself to more big explosive plays, and we know what Christian McCaffrey has done on the ground. But look, points are going to be seriously at a premium. Cowboys giving up 10.3 points per game, only 41 points so far allowed on the entire season. They just had a 3-point allowance against the Patriots, who they blew out of the water, and obviously they shut out the New York Giants to begin the year. So they've had a few very overwhelming defensive games. Now you can say, well, look at those opponents compared to the Niners. It's not exactly the same thing, and you'd be right. But the Dallas Cowboys need not apologize for handling the Patriots or the New York Giants. It was on their schedule, and they took care of business. That's what the 49ers have done. They have systematically taken care of business, and part of that system of taking care of business is running that football. This is the system that Kyle Shanahan wants out there every single Sunday. And he's been getting it with Christian McCaffrey. The team that runs the ball the best on Sunday night, again, probably the team that wins this game. Both these teams want to run the ball. The 49ers are third in rushing in all the NFL. The Cowboys are seventh. We got Christian McCaffrey against Tony Pollard. That is the first versus the fifth leading rusher in all of football. So this is set up to be really, really interesting. Brandon Ayuk right now, the 11th leading receiver. CeeDee Lamb is number 12. Now, what's impressive about that is Ayuk has missed a game, and he still finds himself just a heartbeat outside of the top 10 in receiver production. Deebo Samuel, who didn't even have a reception against Arizona, is 25th in receiving yards in the NFL. Again, he didn't have a receiving yard. He has basically missed a game as a wide receiver. So the 49ers are just cooking right now. But the one team that maybe knows how to take their pots and pans and move them around on the stove and get them off that hot fire burner, let's see what the Cowboys got. Don't go disrespecting them as an opponent. It might be cool, look good for social media clout, but the truth is these are two really good teams. And this game could go either way. It'll be decided on the thinnest of margins, as so many NFL games are decided on those, the thinnest of margins. So this is going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. Sunday night, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to get going at the 2-minute warning. Post-game and Damon begins before the game's even over. So I hope you plan on joining me on Sunday night. I expect the single biggest audience we've had for any live show I've ever done on Sunday night. That's what the 49ers and Cowboys deliver. Audience, humans, ratings. So I'm looking forward to that. And of course, Larry Krueger and I are going to have a little 49er wake up for you at 8 a.m. starting on Monday morning, brought to you by Palmetto Superfoods. And I believe Larry and I are going to do a special one-off Dallas Cowboy preview show on Friday afternoon. We'll let you know when that's going to be. We will stream that live on both of our channels, and the Bruce and Krueger team, the tag team that is Damon and Larry, will be here to drop elbows off the top turnbuckle all week long. I mean, why wouldn't we? It's Cowboys week after all. I mean, if we're being totally honest, the sip of the day probably passed about 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago. When this coffee was at its premium, it's now dipped into that probably 135 degree temperature range. It's official. That's the sip of the day, but it's not the best sip of the day I've ever had. But there it is. Hopefully your bet was in action today. I don't know what the line was, but whenever we get a sip of the day within the first 10 minutes of the show, you know that Damon was up a little early this morning. Ozzy went to his first dentist appointment and went very well. The 2-year-old molars are coming in. He got a Tyrannosaurus Rex balloon animal made for him. And if that's not evidence that things went well at the dentist, I don't know what is. I'm a 48-year-old man. I was at a dentist a couple of weeks ago, and at no point in time did they hand me a balloon animal. I would have liked a balloon animal. I'm not afraid of a balloon animal. And not just because, like, I got kids and I'll take it home to them. I'll enjoy a balloon animal myself, thank you very much. Didn't think we were going to get into balloon animals today, but it's a live show, so you never know what's going to happen. I know what should be happening for you when it comes lunchtime today. You should get yourself to Ike's. A delicious sandwich is just waiting for you with your name on it. Actually, if you want to be totally honest, there's a delicious sandwich waiting for you with my name on it. Since I got some promo codes, I'll even use the Damon Bruce as the sandwich I'm selling to you today. Go get a Damon Bruce. When's the last time you had a Damon Bruce from Ike's? I'm fucking delicious. I really am. Put me in your mouth. You will like it. Get yourself a Damon Bruce from Ike's. It's steak, provolone, onion rings, a little steak sauce. Yeah, boy. You're going to like it. A whole bunch of sandwiches that are so delicious, they're just waiting for you, ready for you. Get yourself to Ike's today. You'll be awfully happy that you did. Like I said, I got a promo code for you, and I got some winners to offer you for free. Are you ready for this? My friend Stefan at bottomlinebets.com has decided to be incredibly generous this week. Go to bottomlinebets.com, sign up, use promo code Damon, and you will get a day of handicapping for free. The promo code Damon is good for 1 day of free handicapping. You want to find out for yourself how good my friend Stefan is at bottomlinebets.com? Now you have the opportunity to do so. Go to bottomlinebets.com, use promo code Damon, and you will get a day of handicapping for free. You have a week to do this. You can use it today for all the playoff baseball. And my man Stefan was undefeated on the wild card opening Tuesday yesterday. He is undefeated. Normally, when it comes to circling his wagons around a Monday night game, a Sunday night game, you want to wait until Saturday's slate of college football to use promo code Damon. That's up to you. Stefan's got winners waiting for you. Find out for yourself. He's being very generous, giving you a free day of handicapping. Use promo code Damon at bottomlinebets.com and start winning today. You will find out how good my man is quickly. Trust me on that. And I've got another promo code for you. First of all, how cool is this t-shirt? These are the Honghua Coups. The Honghua Coups were a long time ago in the 1930s professional basketball team that played in Chinatown. They would play the likes of the Harlem Globetrotters. They'd play the Toledo Brown Bombers. The Olsen's Terrible Suedes were another team in that old league. Jack's on Chestnut Street has the coolest vintage t-shirts you're going to find anywhere. And now, folks, this is my favorite one too. This is my new favorite t-shirt without a doubt. I love this t-shirt. Look at it. It's awesome. It's comfortable. It feels great. It's great quality. You can feel it in the printing. Go to jackssf.com. Fill up that cart. All kinds of cool vintage shirts exclusive to Jack's in San Francisco. You can't buy this anywhere else other than Jack's in San Francisco. Go to Jack's SF. That's two S's, JACKS SF.com. And when you check out, use promo code Damon10 for 10% off your entire purchase. Damon Bruce 10. That's the promo code. Damon Bruce 10 is the promo code for Jack's. Damon is your promo code for bottomlinebets.com. We got promo codes. You got to keep them all together. Go to mybookie.ag, use promo code Damon to get yourself a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. Look at us making it happen for the people. Eat a Damon Bruce. Use promo code Damon. Use promo code Damon Bruce 10 when you're at Jack's. Just bask in all the stuff that we're giving you. Take good care of my sponsors. That's how you take care of me. Oh, I didn't put up the Jack's logo because I was telling you all about their cool t-shirts. But Jack's is on Chestnut Street. Go check out their brick and mortar. If you're not in the city, go to jackssf.com for the coolest vintage collection of sports t-shirts you will find anywhere in the world when it comes to Bay Area sports. Very cool stuff. Promo code Damon Bruce 10 for 10% off at checkout at Jack's. So there you go. I believe we have handled all of our obligations, which means we need to dive right back into today's show. And again, look, when it comes to beating the Dallas Cowboys, job one is tracking Micah Parsons like he's an incoming missile, because he is. That's what the 49ers need to do as an offense, the way that you got to know where Nick Bosa is or Fred Warner is on every single play, where Dre Greenlaw is. You got to know where Micah Parsons is. There is so much defensive talent in this game coming up on Sunday night on both sides of the line of scrimmage. You got Bosa, you got Hargrave, Warner, Hufanga, Greenlaw. For the Cowboys, it's Parsons, Lawrence, Leighton Vander Esch, Stephon Gilmore. I mean, there is talent on the defensive side of the ball, and you need to know where Micah Parsons is. He lines up everywhere on the field but under the field goal post. Seriously. Micah Parsons could be coming from everywhere. He might be sitting in an owner's suite, and you think, well, you know, he's not going to be blitzing on this play. And then the ball is snapped, and then all of a sudden, he gets up out of the owner's suite, he puts his drink down, he runs on the field, and he sacks your quarterback. Like, this guy could be coming from anywhere. From anywhere. So knowing where he is, tracking his movement all over the field and paying attention. If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm trying to line him right up over Colton McKivitz more often than not. I'm going to try to take advantage of that matchup. We'll see if McKivitz is up for it, and we'll see if Kyle has the strategy to make the day easier on McKivitz over there. You need some help. You need a tight end. You need a fullback. You need a chipper. Go ahead and get Colton McKivitz the help he needs against Micah Parsons, and the 49ers can continue to control the line of scrimmage. Dallas's offensive line has gotten healthier. It's still not as healthy as it could be. That feels like an advantage for a defensive line that should be gelling even more and beyond the come. I'm ready. I am ready. And when it comes to the 49ers defensive line, if you're looking for an egregious, gaudy sack game, you might not get it this week either. Well, you might not get it this week either, because if the Dallas Cowboys have embraced an offensive concept that seems to be the new concept around football, it's get that ball out lickety-split. I mean, get it out real fast. And the Cowboys have been doing that. This is the passing concept that has been just utilized by all the smart animals in the forest. How do you slow down these highly paid, highly talented defensive lines? You don't even give them a chance to get to your quarterback. The ball is out in under 3 seconds, and that is what the Cowboys have done this year. Now, they've done it a little bit by hook and crook. Again, they've had some serious offensive line problems, so the Cowboys have needed to get the ball out fast just to preserve Dak, but it's also been effective for them. And the Cowboys, unlike the 49ers, who have had so many decent offensive days trying to sift through which one you like the most, you could say, who's your best defensive day? The Dallas Cowboys are very convinced they have yet to have their best offensive day. Excuse me, I said defensive day. I meant offensive day. Todd Archer, who covers the Dallas Cowboys, said Prescott's air average yards per attempt at just 5.5, ranked 33rd out of 34 qualifying quarterbacks. His average pass time is 2.49. That is the fourth fastest in football. So Dak Prescott has very much subscribed to this ball is out before you can even blink your eyes. Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys offense is a little bit more hurried to get the ball out than before, which means they're not taking those big shot plays over and over again downfield to, CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup or Brandon Cooks. They're embracing the trend that is get it out fast. The Cowboys will be selectively aggressive, according to Todd Archer. And by the way, we're getting a test. Right now, my phone is getting a test of the National Alert System as talks of World War III in Russia are spreading out, and they're putting gas masks on kids over in Russia. Always a scary sight. We decided to test the National Emergency Alert System. Great. It worked over here. I mean, I got enough shit going on between the kids, the channel, the podcast, Warriors season coming up, 2 boys under the age of 5. I don't have time for World War III. I don't have time for World War III. And if we're being totally honest, World War III has already been fought and America's lost. World War III, we were told it would be a war of information. The disinformation is now so widespread, I would say that whoever spread that, they're the ones who won the war. So we've already lost World War III. This is World War IV is what we're talking about, but this is going to be like an actual nuclear winter. Oh, great. I mean, can we get to Thanksgiving first? I got a buddy of mine who's going prime rib again this Thanksgiving. I want to get to Thanksgiving. I want that prime rib. Sorry, white meat, dark meat. You can't beat red meat. Great. So there you go. Nothing quite as reassuring as a national emergency test, just in case it's about to be World War IV. So where was I? Get the ball out fast. Get your nuclear missiles out fast. That's the new way to play offense. And the Cowboys offense has been in a little bit of a shell. They're looking to be the turtle that pokes its head out a little bit more, gets more aggressive. I don't know if the 49ers are the right team to get that much more aggressive against, but we will see. This offensive line for the Dallas Cowboys is yet to see a single snap at full strength. I don't think they're going to be at full strength against the 49ers. I like the Niners in this game. I love the way that the Niners are playing. I love the way that their offense has embraced Brock Purdy and all that he has become so early in his career. Brock Purdy's got the third best completion percentage in football. He's got the second most yards per attempt in football. The 49ers, they got this systematically aggressive, more than any one particular standout play level of aggressive, and it adds up to a lot of good offensive days. Let's see if they can go north of 30, and if they do go north of 30 again, they're going to win this football game. They're going to win that football game on Sunday night. The good news is that we're finally going to get a primetime game that doesn't involve the New York Giants. You know, here on a Wednesday, we see a lot of information about ratings and teams start to really trickle out because the NFL week now is officially over. Everyone's had time to digest the stats and the return and the ratings. The New York Giants need to be removed from any concept of primetime entertainment going forward. They are statistically the worst primetime team of all time. If they weren't from New York and showing up with the number one media market in the country, we wouldn't need them at all. They would have no purpose this year. According to ESPN Stats and Info, the New York Giants are the only team to play 3 primetime games so far this season. They're 0-3 and have been outscored 94-15. Again, they're minus 79 in point differential in primetime games so far this year. That's the worst point differential by any team in a span of 3 primetime games since the 1970 merger. So this is historical dreck being served up by the New York Giants. Not only that, but Daniel Jones, their quarterback, is now 1-12 as a starter in primetime games and 0-7 on Monday Night Football. So can we please get them off? I don't want to see them anymore. God, they're terrible. And we got the Jets all stacking up to be in front of us in primetime way too much this year. Good Lord. It's a problem. It's a problem. So, look, we've got, oh my gosh, we're already backed up in terms of the chat line. Let's see. We're 20 minutes behind the chat already. Lots of people talking about a lot of things. AJ Cruz earlier on saying, all right, it's Humo Day, plus it's Cowboys week. What a day. What a lovely day. Again, Humo Day. I don't know where you came up with it, Plusers, but it's officially yours. You break it, you bought it. My man True Blue Forever says, all right, let's begin with this little quiz. 18 Major League teams did not make the playoffs this season. 17 have already officially thanked their fans. Guess which one has not? Does it rhyme with fuck John Fisher? I bet it does. God, they're the worst. They are the worst. You guys are the best. We will get into the things you are talking about, thinking about, and chatting about here in just a little bit. Hopefully no one was too freaked out about their cell phone, sounding like it was about to be World War IV. It's not today anyways. Hopefully they save that for, again, after Thanksgiving. It's a little bit too early in the fall for World War IV. I like the colors of the leaves to turn before we get into nuclear holocaust myself. Isn't it great we can be so punchy and cavalier about impending doom? Laugh it off, everybody, because if you concentrate on it, it's not good. Here's a little something that you probably didn't think was going to be on today's show. It's about coffee. It's not the sip of the day, but it's more about a scalable problem. By the way, this is a scalable problem that baseball is having. By the way, before I got a little ahead of myself. Pardon me. I was thrown off by the concept of World War IV. Do you see that Bruce Bochy's Rangers won yesterday, 4-0? So we, after one day of wild card play, have seen the Rangers, the Twins, the Diamondbacks, and Phillies all win their wild card openers. That makes it do or die day for the Rangers, Blue Jays, Brewers, and Marlins. If you like baseball with consequence, you get some today. I'm officially rooting for Bruce Bochy, which means I'm rooting against Tampa Bay. But there's another reason why I'm rooting against Tampa Bay, and that's because they're ruining baseball. The Tampa Bay Rays have seriously ruined baseball to the point where they can't even draw fans to their own playoff games. And it's because they run a very ugly brand of baseball that doesn't allow Major League Baseball things to happen. They're platooning an awful lot. Now, they got a budget that restricts their ability to sign free agents, but the way they've gone about cobbling together pitching staffs is now affecting and infecting other teams, especially the Giants, who have, spent the entire year with 2.5 starters on their roster and then just bullpenning through everything else. The concept of bullpenning was invented by the Tampa Bay Rays, and it's part of a problem that they've never been able to, capture the imagination of their own fans. I saw that Eno Saris was talking about how only 2 pitchers averaged more than 100 pitches per start this year in AAA, and both of those pitchers only made one AAA start. Their names were Carlos Rodriguez and Brandon Comar, and that is disgusting. Only 2 AAA pitchers threw more than 100 pitches in a start. If you're wondering why everyone in baseball, from a starting pitching standpoint, is becoming a massive fucking wuss, it's because of that. It's because of that. If you treat everyone like they're a bullpen pitcher, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a team full of bullpen pitchers who don't know how to last more than 4 innings. Eno Saris continued in The Athletic, saying that I saw some research from Pitching Bot that command falls apart before your stuff starts to fall apart at about 80 pitches. And then I saw that the Rays averaged 80 pitches per start this year. And then I wondered where that came from. Again, you got people that are so dependent on math for their baseball ideas that they are ruining human arms in terms of being strong enough to last in the name of conserving bullets that no one knows how to really shoot as a starter anymore. The American League Wildcard Series opener between the Rangers and Rays drew an announced crowd in Tampa yesterday of just 19,704. It's the lowest postseason game any team has played in terms of attendance since the 1919 World Series. And of course, what happened during the coronavirus pandemic. The Elias Sports Bureau reports that is 5,300 below capacity. And you're telling me the Oakland A's got to be the team that moves? If the Oakland A's, as shitty as their owner is, were in a playoff game, there'd be 60,000 people in that Coliseum to support them. I'll give you that much. They can't even get 20,000 fans to watch a playoff game in Tampa? Fuck you, Tampa. You don't even deserve a team. Like, I don't care how shitty you've been treated. I don't care how close, but never close enough. Like, you don't deserve a baseball team if you can't get 20,000 people together to watch a playoff game in person. Oh, that weird start time at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Fuck your 3 o'clock in the afternoon start time. You should be there anyways. Take a day off of work. What, are you kidding me? That's gross. That's gross. So, you take the concept of, I don't care how well they're managed. To me, if you manage your team like the way the Tampa Bay Rays manage your team, you're a shitty product. I don't care what level of success you attach to your shitty product. It's still a shitty product in my mind. The Giants are trying to be more like the Tampa Bay Rays than they are the Los Angeles Dodgers. And that's why Larry Bear today sent out his mea culpa email. Sorry for our shitty product this year. Saw that this morning. You don't need to be the Tampa Bay Rays if you're the San Francisco Giants, for Christ's sake. Stop trying to be like that. Stop it. It's like a scalable business problem. You know, oh my God, one team that's poor found a really decent way to compete while being poor. That doesn't mean teams that have wealth should be like, well, let's be like the poor teams. But that's what the Giants have become. I want to share something with you that is not sports related. It's coffee related, which means it'll be very welcome on this program. But it just shows you how when you're running a big business, little things matter. Time saved, not turning your entire starting pitching staff into fucking pussies. Like, these things matter. A guy named Trung Phan was reporting on Starbucks, and this is fascinating. I think you're gonna find this very interesting. Starbucks is spending almost $500 million on a new bar setup to streamline how they make coffee. $500 million to just say, all right, so instead of the pump flavors being over here, they should be over here. Instead of coffee lids being over here, they should be over here. Instead of coffee sleeves over here, they should be over here. Instead of your beans over here, they should be over here. Why would a company spend $500 million setting up, you know, like what a barista should do first thing in the morning? Like, this is how we make our coffee. This is how we do it. Well, I found this interesting. They're calling this the siren system, where key ingredients, dairy, pumps, caffeine, ice are all placed in new optimized counters. New optimized counters are coming in to Starbucks. About 40% of their U.S. stores by 2026 will have the siren system installed. Why would they do that? Why did they spend $500 million on, hey, you should keep your creamer you should move your creamer from here to over here? Like, we spent $500 million researching this? Why? Well, there's a reason. Trung Phan says, take a mocha frappuccino, for example. Under the existing system, a mocha frappuccino takes 16 steps for a barista and 87 seconds to make. Under the siren system, it'll be 14 steps. So they're eliminating 2 steps, and it'll happen in around 36 seconds instead of taking 87 seconds to come up with a mocha frappuccino. So Starbucks annual sales are around $40 billion coming from 37,000 plus stores in America. It's one of the biggest chains in the world. And at such scale, this is about scaling, okay? Why would you spend $500 million to streamline your coffee making process? Well, the bean counters have spoken. And I don't mean coffee beans. I mean like the accountants. It is very profitable for Starbucks to shave a few seconds off of each order. Per Bloomberg, Starbucks would make an extra $900 million a year if each store served 5 more customers a day. Each store, 5 more cups of coffee sold a day at the end of the year could mean nearly $1 billion more profit. That's why Starbucks spent $500 million to research, where should we put these coffee stirrers? There are currently 383 billion potential drink combinations at Starbucks, and people are getting so ridiculously elaborate with their orders. Some of these orders take 5-6 minutes to put together. It's insane, the demands of the coffee drinking Starbucks assholes. So the average wait time at a Starbucks is 5 minutes. You cut that down, it's billions of dollars. Why does Starbucks put up with all the extras and furls and pumps and crap that you could put into your coffee? Because that means about $1 billion a year worth of upcharges for your coffee. For people like me who just always want a black coffee, it's very annoying to be waiting behind a 15-step Frappa Mochaccino half-calf latte decaf. It's annoying. So hopefully the system will make it better. But I just thought that was fascinating. Scalability. 5 more customers a day per every store in Starbucks equals another $900 million at least for the company annually. That's why they're doing it. Fascinating. Look, just a couple of other things to tell you about before we hop into Club Plus. I know a lot of people are talking, a lot of people are chatting. I see it's moving like traffic. It's just flying over there. So I will get here in just a second. But again, I want to tell you, go to bottomlinebets.com. Use promo code Damon for a free day. That promo code lasts a week. If you're thinking about betting this weekend, go to bottomlinebets.com. Use promo code Damon, and you'll get all of Stefan's picks for free for a day of your choosing between now and a week from now. Go to jaxsf.com to get t-shirts as cool as this and get 10% off your purchase by using promo code DamonBruce10 over at Jax. And there you go. Leave It to Beaver debuted today in 1957. That was 66 years ago. Wally and the Beav, Eddie Haskell. For those of you who are old enough to get that reference, there you go. 66 years old. Leave It to Beaver. I watched a lot of Leave It to Beaver because it used to be on Nickelodeon when I was a kid. So I'm a big Leave It to Beaver guy. Feels like there's way too many people passing away these days. Rest in peace to Jim Capel. That is a name that you should be familiar with if you're a baseball fan. Jim Capel was a longtime ESPN baseball writer. I saw on Barrett Sports Media that he passed away on Sunday. His wife announced in a statement on social media that the 17-year ESPN veteran who covered 20 World Series, worked for the St. Paul Pioneer Press and the Seattle Post-Intelligencer, passed away. He was a really good writer. Capel had been fighting both ALS and dementia and lost his life at the way too young age of 61 years old. Very, very sad. So peace to the Capel family. Hopefully he rests in peace. I'm sick and tired of making these sad announcements at the end of shows. So let's cheer ourselves up by going into Club Plus and hanging out and having some fun over there. And then we're getting funky all week. We are bringing the funk in the VIP lounge that is the AMP app. Go to AMP, sign up today. I've got a collection of funk that is going to make you a funkier human being. I promise you that. That's going down on the AMP app. It's Funk Week. On Damon Bruce Plus on AMP, it is Funk Week here on the YouTube channel, and it is really funky that our podcast has now been downloaded over 100,000 times. I thank you so very much for doing that, and I remind you that sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone. All right. This t-shirt is awesome. It seriously is. Get this t-shirt when you start shopping at Jack's. I love this. Chinatown's version of the Harlem Globetrotters. How awesome is that? We pick up with Otis is saying, like, for real, right, Damon? Too much to worry about war too. We still got COVID going on. I mean, but do we? I mean, yeah, we do, but like no one even cares anymore. It's like, oh, you got COVID? Take a couple aspirin. See you in a week. Michelle Haberman, down with prime rib for Christmas. Yeah, think about it. If prime rib for Christmas works, why not do it on Thanksgiving too? Again, we're on to something. Prime rib Thanksgiving, where at? We're not going to tell you, JJ Raider. The emergency broadcast worked in Sonoma. Well, thank you, Leslie. It's supposed to work everywhere, right? I mean, that's the whole point of a nationwide emergency broadcast. This is only a test. Damon, will we do a side dish draft for Thanksgiving this year? We might even have to call Trent Baalke to give him the honorary #1 overall pick. Damon, I pick green beans. Trent, that's a terrible pick. Damon, why did this kick me off the Plus? Did you get kicked off for a minute there? Is that what happened? Well, look, there's not a lot that should interrupt your Plus broadcasting day, but the imminent threat of incoming nuclear warheads might be one of those things, so I guess get the alert. I mean, honestly, other than a chance to say goodbye, what would the alert even do for you? There's no like, oh, you should duck and cover in case there's a nuclear war. Yeah, I've seen entire city blocks get wiped away by mushroom clouds. So I don't think ducking under a desk is going to help me if the house that the desk was in no longer exists. We got a listener in Iowa. There you go. Go Hawkeyes. Thank you very much, Chris. Oh, hey, could be go Cyclones. Go Brock Purdy. Baron Red saying, Damon, duck is the king of meats. I think I'm going to go out on a limb and definitively say that duck is not the king of meats. Now, I do love some Peking duck. I like duck in the right places, but the king of meats means versatility. I don't know how many places you can put duck and feel good about it. Waveware says, bang, bang, history in the making. Bang, bang, Niner gang. It's going to be a big, big weekend, man, for the Niners. Cowboys are soft as hell. JW, they're not. They're not soft as hell. They're good. That's a good team. Again, why would you bill a team as soft as hell just to, then go out and beat them and be like, oh, great, we beat a soft team? They're not soft, man. I mean, I know it's hard to give the compliments to rivals, but, grow up. That's a good football team. Always Drip 805 says the government tracks every day on the GPS on the phone line. Yeah, dude, here's the deal. If you have a smartphone, you're being tracked at all times. Everything you do, every communication that you have is accessible, is recordable, and is monitored. Should the government want to turn its eye upon you, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about that. So all you conspiracy theorists who think that 5G is going to be the end of everyone, first of all, none of you are interesting. None of you are being tracked. None of you lead lives that the government gives a singular fuck about. None of you. You are all collectively boring as shit to the U.S. government, unless you're up to some no good, in which case they will track you then too. So it's ridiculous. VIP Patel says, let's go. Can't wait for Niners Cowboys. I'm actually going to be in Austin watching it. We'll have a great time in Austin. Enjoy the barbecue. Good days. Good times. Go to if you're in Austin, go to Torchy's Tacos. Get a great Torchy taco. Get the queso. Sporticus says, Damon, that alarm harkened back to air raid drills in elementary school. Google it, kids. Again, yeah, duck and cover. It's not going to work in nuclear holocaust. Waveware. Plus is the truth. Thank you very much. What do we got going on? What do we got going on here? Bruce Bochy in the playoffs. What else is new, right? Yeah. You're right about this, VIP Patel. About to get some really good barbecue. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. 19,000 fans in Tampa. I mean, we're talking about the 1919 World Series. You know what they didn't have in 1919? They didn't have Ticketmaster to get you a ticket as conveniently as possible, if not an upcharge. They didn't have Uber or Lyft or drivable cars, driverless cars to get you to the damn game. Tampa does not deserve a Major League Baseball team based on that statistic alone. They should be the ones going to Vegas, not the Oakland A's. At least Tampa's getting a new stadium, though. Nathaniel Richards. It's gross. Is the 7-step drop a problem against the Cowboys, Damon? That's what everyone's saying. Look, I don't think there's a single play that's got Brock Purdy taking a 7-step drop. So, I mean, get the ball out fast as humanly possible is the new fashion in NFL offense. I mean, feel free to pick up a little for yourself this season. If you're holding on to that ball for 4 seconds, you're playing with fire. Get it out. Get it out, get it out, get it out. That's what the Cowboys are doing. That's what Brock Purdy's doing. That's what all the smart animals in the forest are doing. Rockin' New Era 84 with the mathematical truth that, Damon, 1919 is a long time ago. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Here we go. We got True Blue Forever giving VIP Patel some tips on barbecuing in Austin. Now, Franklin's is very, very special. It is fantastic, but there's a ridiculous line before the place even opens, and they might be out of brisket before you even get in there. The place with a much shorter line, and it's just as good as Franklin's. It really is. Go to La Barbecue. It's not L.A. barbecue, it's La Barbecue. La Barbecue in Austin is fantastic. So there you go. Hey, Damon, this is from Sporticus, too. If World War III is about to start, I'm hoping it's in July or August, and that'll cool down Arizona a bit. Yeah, seriously. Standing in the eye of nuclear winter sounds better than standing in the desert in an Arizona summer. That's brutal. Look, professional baseball really doesn't work in Florida for anything other than spring training. It hasn't. I mean, how many times do you want to see the Marlins don't work? The Marlins didn't work when you were winning World Series. The Marlins didn't work when you played in a shitty baseball stadium. So then you opened up, or a shitty football stadium. So then you opened up a baseball stadium and the Marlins still don't work. The Tampa Bay Rays haven't worked yet. They're going to open up a new stadium. They still won't work. People don't care. Irwin saying 20,000 A's fans showed up just to protest the owner. That's true. There were more A's fans for a reverse boycott against John Fisher than there were Tampa Bay Rays fans for the wild card opener against the Texas Rangers. It's nuts. At least Tampa Bay wore their Devil Rays uniforms yesterday. I'm sure the players like them. I mean, that's the worst throwback there is. Those weren't good uniforms when they came out. I don't know. Maybe you like them. I don't like them. Major League Baseball needs to follow the NFL's lead and implement a salary cap. Look, kinda. I mean, I don't know. What baseball needs are owners who just aren't cheap screws across the board. We're trying to game the system. Hey, instead of having to pay actual real major leaguers, let's cobble together a math equation and see if we can't win the World Series with math. Again, you want to combine your analytics department with true major league talent. That's when special things happen. All right. Oh, Oh, hey, what do you know? Good to see you, For Life Niner. Dropping a super chat here. Damon, the 49ers have been hit with injuries over the years. We started fast this year with little injuries. How far we go until injuries play a part into Kyle Shanahan's scheme. I mean, look, there's things in football to be angry about, and there are things in football where you just got to say that's the price of doing business. You can't prevent injuries. There's no way to prevent an injury on a football field other than the player's not out there. You know, it's the whole well, how much is too much of Christian McCaffrey? Well, we'll find out the day he's injured. That one day you'll know that was too much. On any day he's not injured, I guess that wasn't enough. Everything's good. You know, it's just removing injuries from football is like removing gravity from skydiving. You'll never be able to do it. It's inherently built into the game. But I'll tell you this. We've seen the 49ers play without Brandon Ayuk, and their offense didn't miss a beat. We saw them using Deebo Samuel as a decoy. We saw them put up 35 points without a single catch by Deebo Samuel and only one reception by George Kittle. If I'd walked up to you and said the 49ers scored 35 today, Deebo didn't have the catch and Kittle only had one, do you believe me, yes or no? You'd say no. Kyle knows how to work around problems. And hopefully the problem that is too many injuries won't be a problem that derails the Niners from greater plans this year than they've had in any other year of Kyle's head coaching tenureship. Every single football team is walking the balance beam of who's hurt this week. More guys hurt this week, it's a lot easier to fall off that balance beam. It's a war of attrition. Chef A, who knows about the economy of motion. She's worked around enough kitchens to know that if you keep the knives over there as opposed to the knives over here, it will save you time. She says, I love motion studies. I think Starbucks can afford it. Didn't they gross about $16 billion last year? I don't know what they grossed, but they sell a lot of coffee. But that is amazing. Isn't that? I mean, that's really, really, truly amazing that just 5 more customers a day across 37,000 locations means another $1 billion to their bottom line, which means let's streamline this. We don't want a single person walking into this place, seeing a long line and just walking out. I do that. First of all, I try to stay out of Starbucks. I'm not a big Starbucks guy. I'd rather go to Pete's. I'd certainly rather go to Phil's, and I'd rather go to the place that isn't associated with any sort of, national or even local chain and just support local businesses. But you can't help but be impressed by Starbucks' success story. By the way, it's time to start paying your baristas a lot better when you're making $1 billion because they're making coffee faster. Legends Pizza Company has been saying, Damon, this is important. Knows all about the importance of scalability. McDonald's has been doing the same thing for years. Henry Ford started it all with a Model T assembly line. Economies of scale. Look at Sporticus. You're right about that. Did you ever see the movie The Founder? Oh, it's great. It's about how McDonald's came to be. Michael Keaton is in that movie. It's really good. And it just shows you how he basically stole someone's concept and implemented himself on a national scale. And it turned McDonald's into the juggernaut that it is. But yeah, I mean, coming up with the perfect way to go out and crank all those hamburgers as fast as possible is a big part of that movie. What do we got here? Damon, I want the best quality coffee beans. It's a caffeine pandemic in America. I don't know about that, but I'm not saying Starbucks has bad coffee. I'm just saying that I would rather give my business to someone else who needs it a little bit more than Starbucks does. Spy Nick Danger, haven't seen your name in here before. Welcome. Please click like, click subscribe. We're on our way to 8,100 subscribers, so thank you very much. Does Jack sell vintage Oakland Raider t-shirts? I can't remember if they have. It seems to be more San Francisco, but there's some old Oakland Oak stuff there. And look at it this way. RIP Cougar Rebel, go to jackssf.com. Find out for yourself. Check out the website. Check out that website. And again, if you like what you see, go ahead, put it in your cart, and at checkout, use promo code DamonBruce10 for 10% off your Jack's purchase. All right. What else we got here? What else we got? Yes, R.I.P. Russ Francis. Very sad. He passed away in a plane crash. Man. Drew Down talking about the success of the podcast on the way to 1 million, baby. Look, we're at the humble beginning stages, but we're doing well, man, and we are on our way to billions served, just like McDonald's. Damon, you laid down that boogie in that VIP room on the AMP app. I'm going to tell you, start getting to that AMP app right now. We're going to get there soon. More funky stuff literally coming up today in a matter of moments. Stacy Leo, it is AMP Funk Week. Absolutely it is. It's Cowboy Week. It's Funk Week. It's Fleet Week. These are good times. These are good days. What else we got going on here? Damon, do we need to make bunkers now? I mean, look at it this way. Would you even want to survive a nuclear holocaust? No, thanks. No, thanks. I think I've seen enough of The Walking Dead to where I don't need that. Seriously, man, if you told me, here it comes. We got a nuclear warhead landing in San Francisco. What I would hope would be my family were around me and we could huddle up for one last hug. If that weren't available, I would go outside with a cocktail and the fattest joint that I could roll and just, I don't know, make a couple calls and just say, see ya, everyone, sit outside with a catcher's mitt and wait for it to come in. Sometimes you just got to admit the situation you're in. There's a lot of things that I can beat. There's a lot of things that I can get through. A nuclear warhead, probably not one of them. A lot of great names, a lot of good names, a lot of loyalty going on here. You know what? I'm going to be doing a little crossover today with my man CG Ruthless. I'm going to be joining him on his YouTube channel around 1 o'clock this afternoon. I'm going to be going on an East Coast 49er podcast fan group about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Again, we're doing the book tour, spreading the word of the Plus. So I'm looking forward to seeing CG Ruthless, a really good content creator. Young man is talented. Looking forward to talking to him. 49er Lifer again, throwing another 2 bones. Keep spitting that real shit, Damon. I'll become a member. Oh, well, you should be a member right now, 4Life Niner. Go ahead, hit that subscribe, baby. Hit that subscribe, baby. VIP Patel says, Damon, I haven't heard of La Barbecue before. We'll check it out. Yeah, look at it this way. When that line at Franklin's is too much for you to handle, go to La Barbecue. You'll be happy. You'll be very, very happy. I'll tell you what else is also an awful lot of fun. It's a drive outside of Austin. It's about a half an hour, 45 minutes outside of Austin. But if you've never been to the Salt Lick, you should go to the Salt Lick too. That's a great barbecue spot. It's just a great afternoon. Sit outside in a little grove, drinking the beers that you bring with you. You can buy beers there, and then you go into the actual place where the barbecue pit is and the pit master there. And when you see all the meat at the Salt Lick, oh, it's just great. But thank you very much. Couple of jingle jangles from 4Life Niner. A guy named Mitchell and Ness says, why do people act like Kyle just got here? Kyle's had his moments where he's had no clue how to work around a problem. Does Brock all of a sudden erase Kyle's past? I'm confused. First of all, If you're talking about the 49ers past or Kyle Shanahan's past, you are an asshole who has no idea how to be a sports fan. You're trying to be a pundit. You're not. Shut the fuck up. Enjoy the games that you're watching. That's the best advice I can give you. None of you even know what you're looking at half the time. You're out there like chugging on Grant Cohn's dick trying to learn how to talk about football, and you've been taught the wrong way to talk about football. Here's what you need to do when you're watching the 49ers. Shut the fuck up and enjoy the greatness as it's being offered to you. Forget about the past. You can't affect a single game that has already been played. You can't affect a single game that hasn't been played. You can't win a Super Bowl in October. So just try to beat the Cowboys. That's it. Beat the Cowboys. Hopefully no one gets hurt. What the fuck are you talking about? Kyle, why do we act like he just got here? He's got no clue how to work around the problem. What do you mean he's got no clue how to work around the problem that his starting quarterback keeps getting hurt? He's taken backup quarterbacks to NFC title games, for goodness sakes. This guy works around more problems than you even know how to bring up. If you are walking away saying Kyle Shanahan is anything other than really good at this, you are a dickhead. I don't know what to tell you. You don't know shit. You don't know what you're looking at. God damn it. It's just remarkable how absolutely the amount of douchebags that follow King Douchebag on the way to being total douchebag football fans, complaining about bullshit from 2 years ago. It's Cowboys week. Shut the fuck up and get on board what's happening now. Good God. By the way, East Coast Red and Gold podcast, that's who I'm joining at 5 o'clock. Go Niners. Looking forward to having you on the show later. Thank you very much. Looking forward to joining you. Kyle not using Debo in the fourth quarter of the NFC Championship game was a problem. Shut the fuck up, Mitchell and Ness. You'll never be interesting for a single point you'll ever bring up. The Eagles, it was a problem. Shut the fuck up, Mitchell and Ness. You are a dumb piece of shit football fan who is worried about your rearview mirror when you got an entire highway looking out in front of you. Dude, you are such a you've been so abused by morons who you've followed. You don't even know what you're looking at. Good God. Good God. You got nothing left to complain about, so you're inventing shit. You're inventing shit. You know, I have no ability to bring up a salient point of actual football that I'm watching, so I have to make shit up to sound like I'm smart. Is it little triggered? No, I'm just a little pissed off that assholes like you think that you can contribute to the conversation. Get the fuck out of my chat. You're too stupid to be here. You know what? I don't know what to tell you, man. You know, we're having a conversation with adults. Get over to the kiddie table, enjoy your chicken nuggets, and just shut the fuck up. I think for myself. Yeah, well, guess what? Yourself doesn't know what the fuck it's even looking at. The 49ers have a 14-game regular season win streak, and you're complaining, which means you're a dickhead. Okay, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. Don't know what to tell you. This is too hard for the radio. Too hard for the radio, Damon. Too hard for radio. Yeah, burn the boats. I'm not going back. If they send one for me, maybe we'll talk, but I'm good over here. Good Lord. T from the 203. Look, all I can tell you is I don't have to tell you who doesn't know what they're talking about. They prove it. The NFL has proved it. So I'm not complaining, just wondering why people act like Kyle is God when he obviously is choked in big games. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you. Football games are really hard to win. All of them, especially the big ones. You know, they were beaten by the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. In case you need to get updated as to who the Kansas City Chiefs are, they're a fucking amazing football team that beats a lot of teams. The 49ers, they're pretty amazing and beat a lot of teams and might have even beaten the Eagles, but you know what? They didn't because their starting quarterback got hurt in that game. You want to blame Kyle on that? You go right ahead. Jimmy's shoulder gets hurt, by the way, by Randy Gregory in the NFC title game, and now there's talk that Randy Gregory might actually be added. Oh, how funny that wheel turns. But like, I don't know what to tell you. Kyle Shanahan is a lot better at coaching football than you are at talking about it. So just shut the fuck up, buy the ticket, and enjoy the ride, man. I don't know what to tell you. If all you're going to do is complain about what Kyle Shanahan hasn't done during a 14-game second longest win streak in the history of the franchise, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, I saw this guy today who was a chat. There was someone who mentioned on, just a video that I put up about the Warriors Media Day. He's like, the Warriors aren't going to finish any better than 7th this year. They're going to suck. Why would I even bother watching? Do you understand that being good forever is not available to anyone? And what you're watching is the most successful core 3 guys in the history of NBA playoff basketball try to take one more punch at the NBA, and that should satisfy you. Are the Warriors going to win an NBA title this year? Probably not. But watching them go out on their shield is going to be fascinating. Damon on here holding on to Kyle's nuts. He's not all that. Okay, okay. Go ahead. Go. He's not all that. What more do you want? I want a Super Bowl. Go fuck yourself. Chicken nuggets, kiddie table for you. Everyone wants a Super Bowl. Get in line. Good God. There we go. We're taking Mitchell and Ness, block user on YouTube. Goodbye, dickhead. I know what genuine attempts to have a conversation are. I know what total dickheads trolling look like. You're a total dickhead who's trolling. You shouldn't even be allowed to watch the 49ers. If you can't appreciate what you're looking at right now, you shouldn't even be allowed to watch. This is an incredibly well-built, competent football team. You want more than that? You want more than that? You don't deserve more than that if you can't even appreciate what you're looking at. You don't know what you're looking at in real time. You're never more interesting than the last writer who told you what to say. So, goodbye, Mitchell and Ness. Go get your chicken nuggets and get the fuck out of here. Go watch the Patriots. Go root for the Raiders, you fucking loser. Tell me there's a problem with the giant with the 49ers. Yeah, Kyle hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, and because I don't know anything other than who holds up the Super Bowl was good this year, I don't know what's good. I'll tell you what's going to be great. This funky playlist that I got for you on AMP, we're about to get to it. I'm done yelling at morons today. We were blocking morons, and again, it's not that it's not that I can't handle your heat. It's that you don't even know how to cook or turn a stove on, so you don't get to stand in the kitchen anymore. Later, dickhead. And here's what we got for the rest of you: a invitation to join us. Oh, by the way, look at this. Get him, bro. Just be a witness of greatness. Thank you very much. By the way, 49er Lifer came in with 3 super chats today. The rest of you, none. Shame on the rest of you. Seriously, support your boy. But that's all the time we have now. You come back with those super chats tomorrow. We're going to go over to the AMP app. Get over there right now. It is great to have you here. Thank you so much for stopping on by. And I'm going to tell you right now that you do not have to go home. You just can't stay here.